All right, everybody, we're back live here, our final segment on the Seattle Morning Show. We're going to jump to the phone calls. Miss Nessie Morris, good morning, ma'am.
Yes, hello.
Yes, good morning.
How you doing?
What's your question or your comment?
Well, I wanted to comment on today's topic. You guys are talking about black women being portrayed in the media and, stereotypes and everything.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I'm the niece of Denise Powell. She taught at Bennett Career Institute. But I go to Frostburg State University, and I actually just wrote a feature story for my journalism class on this entire topic.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I focused on, because I went to a museum that was portrayed hair products from the 1920s, 1930s, when black women were trying to get that European look.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is what I came across. My conclusion was that I feel like the reason why black women, even the media, are so reluctant to wear their natural hair or to embrace their natural beauty, it stems back, I think, from back in slavery times when the white people. From my research, I found that the white slave owners, they basically brainwashed us into thinking that our natural kinky hair was just, hideous, ugly, the texture was coarse. Like they just, because of that, teaching that we received from them, we carried it on throughout the generations, and we still haven't been able to let go of it, as you can see. So, and that's what I feel like, is the reason behind black women wanting to wear weave so much, is because of that insecurity and the long time teaching of us, of our hair being, really coarse and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
And I feel like in the media, you still see, how many times are you going to see a black woman with natural hair? Not often. They embrace and they glamorize the long, wavy, long, Remy hair down the middle of their back.
But one of the things that
we have a natural hair.
Yes, but one of the things that we are noticing now is we're noticing a huge campaign on natural hair.
It's true.
And I'm so glad that you're listening to us. So make sure that you continue to tune in. And if you have a question for we just had Tasha Turner from Essence Magazine, go to CALNMorningshow.com and leave a question in the blog for her. They just had a huge section on natural hair. And me as a hairstylist, a lot of people are going back to their roots in reference to not using the chemicals that, like you said, we were brainwashed to have that flowing hair. And the great thing about it is that now there's a new trend. Most of the girls at Howard University who come into our Seattle salons and spas, they have their hair natural, and it's still flowing and bouncy because we know what to do. Mm-hmm. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
All right, thanks.
I wanted to say something to you, C. Allen.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about international beauty.
Yes.
And, we haven't covered any topics like other countries, other people, other culture. But one of the things from my travels that I noticed is that we're not by ourselves in this problem. Being in the Philippines and other places, they have the same issue. This is larger than just here.
Okay, so what do you mean by they had the same issue?
Well, just not having, good self-esteem or identifying with yourself, trying to change things. You have bleaching issues. You have all kinds of issues. So I think that, in the spirit of international beauty, we need to bring that up. This
Most
is
definitely.
A worldwide campaign.
It
is just here.
It is a worldwide campaign. It's a worldwide issue because, Seven, that was really good that you said that, because when I go to the African countries and I see how much you have so many bleaching products that are out there on the market that they're using, to lighten their skin.
This is a pet peeve of mine. And, where I live in Harlem, I live on 116th Street. Okay, I shouted myself out. But, that's largely an African community. And you can go into the stores, and behind the counter, they have non-labeled products that they sell just for that purpose. And this is one of those things that, is a passion of my work. We have to stop doing things to ourselves that are so harmful, And
that goes back to the articles that we were talking about that we read. When is going too far too far? Why would women go into a hotel room?
Can we get that hot topic?
Lie on a bed and get injected with silicone shots from someone that's not a licensed professional, not a doctor, not a nurse, not any of that. And I understand the cost factor, But what is going through your mind that you want your dunk bigger? What is going through?
It's
You
not
hear me?
even
The
just
dunk.
that. I mean, it's not bad to want something different, I guess. But the problem is that your health, who you are, you sacrifice for a couple of dollars.
And it goes back to what our awesome Michaela Angela Davis was talking about. It's about image, because if we're looking at Kim Kardashian with the big butt, and if we're looking at the people, because what they
It's so easy on her. You know she's having a rough time right now.
anyway, what they said was in the article they talked about the female strippers in Baltimore going to get these injections so they can have bigger butts and all of that, so they can be more enticing. And also the transgender community, they said, I guess so they can look more like a woman, they're going out getting these injections in their butt and all of that. And because they can't afford to go to the real professional, they go to these homemade folk.
Drive-by beauty. That's what I call it.
Well, I just think it's unfortunate. Listen to me, everyone. Today, we've been talking about self-image here. Remember, the Sea Island Morning Show is all about beauty. It's about fashion. It's about entertainment. But we also like to bring awareness. One of the things that I think is important, Seven, is it is important that we get a mentor. If you don't listen to nothing else that we said today, get a mentor. Find someone that you aspire to be similar to. Find someone that you can look up to. Find someone. One of the things that I told my students is part of the problem is most of them don't go to church. Most of them do not believe in going to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a counselor. So what happens is we are trying to figure our way through things
by ourselves
through the media, things of that nature, and all of that has to stop.
Yeah, we have to be able to take ownership of our own health, wellness, beauty, all of it. So I think you're right. People should seek out someone that they trust first and foremost, and that, you know, that they see what they're doing and they're making a good commitment to their career.
Most definitely. I just feel that when you go into the salons, you know, we have 4 salons here, the Sea Island Salons and Spas. When you go into the salons, what you should do is you should talk to your stylist about consultation. Let's go into a consultation session on what do you think the things that will look presentable on me. You know, we talked about the first session. We talked about skin types. We talked about textures. We talked about the so-called perfect facial shape. You know, we talked about all those things. But what is important is when we get into image, you need to look at yourself and you need to go to the professionals and let them help you motivate and let them help you get your image together, because that's what's important. A lot of us, we can't afford an image consultant. So that's why we go into the beauty salon.
But it also starts, you know, with feeling good about yourself and who you are, because that's the first step.
The first step is we need to do some we need to do some self-provoking inner thought thinking.
I agree.
To come up with what are the things that we can do to feel better about ourselves, because for you to go and get injections and for you to go and want to get bleaching creams and things of that nature, it is a situation where you first have to start loving the skin that you're in.
How about that?
Loving the skin that you're in.
It's true.
So I think that's very important. It's time for us to go, but I think it's very important for all of you to know that here on the Sea Island Morning Show, we're here to help you. If you have a question, you can go to the Sea Island Morning Show at gmail.com. And you can also go to CALAN morningshow.com. You can leave a question for me, question for Seven.
Right, you can.
And you can have an opportunity to blog on our blog, and make sure you like the page.
Absolutely like the page. And I was going to say one other thing really quickly. We have a live Twitter feed up there. Mine is Ask 7. The other one is Sea Island Morning Show. So if you have a question, you put it up there. It comes up on the page, and we can answer you. Because some people don't want to call in. They don't want to hear themselves on the radio. So we don't want to leave you out.
And what I think is important, our time is up, what I think is important is we have a lot of seasoned callers. A lot of my clients, a lot of my senior citizens listen to me in the morning. And one of the things that we're going to be doing at the workshop with Seven is we're going to be talking about aging skin, how to preserve the aging skin. So we're going to get into those wrinkles, and we're going to get into those black spots, and we're going to get into those things that, that you didn't have years ago, but now they all of a sudden appeared. All of those things we're going to be doing. You need to go to our website so you can get more information on the workshop. Well, Seven, it's time for us to go. We had a great week, a great show. We thank again Michaela Angela Davis. And it's all about Black Girls Rock. It's all about having a great self-image. It's all about being beautiful, loving the skin that you're in. All right, everybody, my time is up. This is C. Allen here. Make sure you pamper yourself because it's your duty
to be beautiful.
So be blessed, everybody. Have a good week.
Goodbye.